Edward. I'm going to take care of you.
Based on the best-selling book by Ann Napolitano, Apple's Dear Edward skirts Lifetime TV territory, but ultimately comes down on the right side of that line, thanks in large part to the anchoring performance of Connie Britton. The actor plays the widow of a man who has died in a plane crash that killed all its passengers, barring one preteen boy, Edward, who becomes the focal point for the fears, hopes, and paranoias that surround the tragedy. The show traces the intersecting threads of the survivors. There's a This Is Us kind of modern soapiness to the show. It is nonetheless, or perhaps because of this, strangely compelling. Chloe Shama.
What are you doing?
Drinking champagne by myself out of a juice glass.
Lost my husband, I lost my best friend.
But he had another life.
You know you mop it up. Well, you wanted it your whole life.
Who's banging on the door?
John Stonehouse.
Oh, yes, Stonehouse.
BritBox is making a case for itself with a steady diet of excellent TV from the UK that you can't see anywhere else. Sherwood was one of the best shows of 2022, and Stonehouse, a slyly dark and funny enactment of a bizarre episode from 1970s British politics, is a campy and expertly acted delight. The draw here is Matthew Macfadyen, on loan from Succession and playing John Stonehouse, a Labour MP who fakes his own death to avoid an espionage scandal and flees to Australia. Macfadyen lines Stonehouse's buffoonery with sociopathic cruelty, badly mistreating his wife, Keely Hawes, who is Macfadyen's actual wife, and doubling down on his bad behavior, along the way to near redemption. At just 3 episodes, this is high-minded, briskly effortless entertainment.
Didn't you, John?
The 4th season of this Israeli action drama on Netflix is absolutely relentless, full of jittery handheld camera sequences as nerve-wracking as anything this series has served up so far. Fauda, which follows the doings of a group of elite Israeli operatives who frequently go undercover amid Palestinians to root out terrorist plots, has loyal partisans as well as passionate critics who call the series Israeli propaganda. The 4th season won't settle any debates, traveling to Brussels and Syria, and positioning the Lebanese group Hezbollah as the adversary, while skirting tough questions about occupation, and keeping us invested in its bearded, rough, and appealing Israeli heroes.
What's it like? Always knowing the truth.
There's nothing mystical about it. I could just tell.
Natasha Lyonne stars in this goofy but lovable murder mystery show. That's a complicated summary, but a fairly standard formula from creator Rian Johnson, who, with his Knives Out films, has established himself as a canny and assured creator of whodunits with outsized characters and friendly hearts. Here, Lyonne is carrying the show as a casino cocktail waitress, who possesses an innate and mysterious ability to discern if a person is lying. In each episode, she untangles a different mystery, a formula that offers a refreshing reprieve from all the shows one must watch from beginning to end like so many 12-hour movies. Lyonne is having something of a renaissance ever since her bizarre and brilliant Russian doll. If that show was indie antics on late-night Netflix, this one feels more like a throwback to the network primetime mysteries of a pre-streaming era, but her charm carries it.
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
You watch too much Dateline.
I could tell she was lying.
What is it, a woman's intuition?
No, it's not like a tampon commercial, okay? It's a real thing.
I've been in a great place, but it must have been a wrong time, wrong time.
Listen to my voice and watch the light. Allow yourself to go back, no matter how difficult it gets. What do you see?
When Yellow Jackets premiered on Showtime last November, it became that rarest of things in the streaming age. A slow burn, word-of-mouth hit. Finally, at the end of March, everyone's favorite high school soccer players, and possibly cannibals, will return minus those who have already perished in the wilderness for another season of guilt, gore, and grappling with the past. Was Natalie captured by Lottie's cult? Will Shauna get away with Adam's murder? Did Travis really commit suicide? And what's the deal with Tice's out-of-body episodes in creepy altar in the basement? Season 2 can't come quickly enough.
Your friendships are a little more complicated than most.
Have you ever pushed that red button?
I think you pull it. It says pull, but no.
A classic erotic thriller turns sexy legal drama with Fatal Attraction. Paramount Plus's forthcoming adaptation of the 1987 film by Adrian Lyne. Here, the story of Dan Gallagher, a New York lawyer and family man who meets a woman, Alex Forrest, through work, consents to a passionate affair, and then must fend off her increasingly erratic, and eventually violent, advances picks up where the original one ended. While in one timeline, we see the offending tryst play out in a different decade, the 2010s, updated setting, California, and with a capable new cast, Joshua Jackson as the dashing Dan. Lizzie Kaplan fresh from a devastatingly good, if criminally undersung, performance in Fleischman is in trouble as the alarming Alex. Another track finds Dan some 10 or 15 years later, alienated from his now adult daughter, seeking parole for Alex's murder, and keen to prove that he actually didn't do it. For all the sly winks to its source material, Kaplan's Alex, like Glenn Close's, has a penchant for black leather. This Fatal Attraction is a very different beast. In what is surely one of the most intriguing TV premises of the year, Dead Ringer stars Rachel Weisz as a pair of twin gynecologists, one of whose dubious ethical approach to the job ends up putting them both in jeopardy, and has been adapted by the white-hot writer Alice Birch, whose previous credits include Lady Macbeth and Normal People. Finally, if that wasn't enough to pique your curiosity, the show is also a gender-swapped update of David Cronenberg's grisly 1988 horror thriller of the same name, which starred Jeremy Irons as the lead. Most of the show's details remain cloaked in mystery for now, but if Weisz and Birch have anything to do with it, you can expect this deliciously depraved and likely divisive treat to be a conversation starter when it drops on Amazon Prime Video later this year.